I hope that in watching this video, you'll open your mind up to the world and maybe question some of the norms around you. As a human being watching this video, you have certain basic needs, and one of these needs is to consume, such as eating. In order to consume, you have to produce. If you aren't self-sufficient, then you're going to need help, and this help comes in the form of labor. Together, we're all interdependent and social beings. Our humanity is defined on how we consume, produce, and interact with each other. In the United States, we're used to capitalism as our main form of consumption and production. Big corporations try to maximize their profits, and in doing so, they don't care that they shit on the bottom tier workers and wreck the environment. Thankfully, we have some governmental regulations, but are they really enough? Planet Earth has finite natural resources. Can it really sustain the current rate of consumption, production, and waste? I want you to take a second to think about what makes you happy and satisfied. Personally, I find joy in competition on the soccer field or in a video game that I'm playing. But I realize that I need a certain level of dignity in order to reach the higher joy. In our current system, I need money, which keeps a roof over my head, good healthy food in my stomach, clothes on my back, gives me access to clean water, gives me access to the internet, gives me security, gives me everything I need to give me that level of dignity. Imagine that you're living in the streets and that you don't have this money that'll give you this dignity. It'll be so much harder, in my opinion, to reach these levels of happiness that so many of us are used to. Is there some system in which we could help everyone reach this level of dignity, and from there they can find their own happiness? We need to consume and produce, but we don't have to be wasteful. We can be ethical in our consumption and production. Aristotle founded my favorite ethical theory, virtue ethics, in which there are certain virtues that people can slowly practice and build upon each day through habits in which it eventually becomes their personality. And I think that this continual betterment of yourself will inspire others to better themselves. Really, everyone has the capability to flourish and be the best they can be, but sometimes misfortune falls on people, and it's up to everyone to really help them get back up and find their feet again. Ethics is a loaded term, but hopefully you can see the benefit of being conscientious, realizing that we're not all that different. People fall under these stereotypes, but I don't think we're really that different. We should constantly be trying to better ourselves and the people around us. It really seems like systems such as socialism and communism shouldn't be scoffed at so much. Their track records may be pretty poor, but honestly, we've committed some atrocities under the flag of capitalism. Thinking about communism, Karl Marx had some really interesting ideas on the subject. Among many things, Karl Marx thought that if we got rid of private capital, that society would become a better place. You see, capital is pretty much a tool for the rich to stay rich and continue to accumulate more and more and more. It's a system that really breeds greed. And if we got rid of private capital and gave it back to the people, then this would get rid of the incentive to be selfish. He also believed that giving free and quality education to everyone was critical for having a healthy and productive society. Marx really wanted to give the power to the people. Corporations don't have their workers' best interests in mind. They're worried about maximizing their profits, but we have our own best interests in mind. And so should our government. Our government should be run by us, for us. We needn't strike anything down in some drastic measure, but we can certainly give the people more of a voice. You, me, everyone. Information is everywhere. If we sift through the nonsense, we can have constructive, thoughtful discourse and reach meaningful conclusions about anything. I think it's a problem that we live in a thin democracy in which we vote for someone who votes on our behalf on important issues, and that kind of thinking seems a little bit outdated when society wasn't as well educated as it is now, and public education wasn't a thing back then. And so I'd like to end with a question. How do you think that we could implement alternate systems or ideas into our current capitalist one and maybe salvage our humanity? Really give our beautiful planet on to the next generation. Things may seem rough, but I think that we can all work together to get a solution. Thank you.